Hey there everyone, all the techies and data enthusiasts there. Welcome back to my channel. So guys, this is video 8 of our generative AI using Django series, and in this particular video we are going to discuss about RAG. One, what is RAG and importance of RAG system, and finally the key characteristics of it, how is it different from LLMs, and where LLMs are used in RAG as well, we will discuss about them. And finally we will see, or we will go through what are vector databases, and we will see the setup of Quadrant Vector Database. So those who all don't know what is Quadrant Vector Database, it is a vector database similar to your Pinecone. So if you are aware of Pinecone, you will automatically get to know what is Quadrant slowly. So in this video I'll show you all how you can set up Quadrant, because going forward in our production level projects or the next video where I'm going to upload you the notebook implementation of RAG, there also we are going to use Quadrant only. So it's going to be a very interesting video. Stay till the end of this particular video to understand in detail. So guys, now let's get started. Introduction to RAG, or Retrieval-Augmented Generation. So guys, let's take a scenario here. Imagine you are a detective in a particular city where you are trying to solve a mystery. You have access to a vast amount of books, articles, reports and news. But what you will do here, instead of shifting through all the instead of searching through all the informations manually by yourself, you have a trusty assistant who can quickly find the relevant piece of information you need to crack the case. So this is what actually RAG is, or Retrieval Augmented Generation is. So you didn't get it? Like here in RAG, what it happens, you have a trusty assistant called LLM, and data is library is nothing but your vector database. So what your trusty assistant or LLM will do, whatever questions you ask, based on that the LLM will search the answer from the database, it will find the results and it will give you that particular result. That is what here it normally happens. So I hope you have understood RAG very easily. And guys, I'm not going to go in very detail here in this particular video about RAG, because I have already created a complete video on RAG. That particular video is in this channel description, in this particular video description, check out. And that playlist also you can stay tuned. We are going to upload 25 types of RAG. There are 25 different types of RAG, or 25 different methodologies which you can use according to your like use case. So all those RAGs you need to know. It is very interesting. Just check out that playlist and do follow that as well. And if you are not subscribed the channel, do subscribe the channel on the bell notification. Make sure to share this video on LinkedIn. If you like it, I will definitely react to your posts. Okay, let's go ahead. What are RAG systems? Retrieval Augmented Generation system merge two powerful techniques, retrieval and generation. So retrieval, which is similar to a search engine, the system scans a large data set or knowledge base to find the most relevant information in response to the question or prompt. Generation, using the retrieved information, a large language model generates clear and contextually accurate responses. So that is what here also normally happens. Okay. And here what the retriever does, it will first gets the information like how the search engine does, and generator will generate the answer. That's all. Importance of RAG system. Imagine you're planning a trip to Paris. Instead of asking AI for general travel trip, which the model has learned from your old data, you want the latest information on flight prices, hotel availability and current attraction. A RAG system can fetch this real-time data and generate a tailored response just for you. Here are some key points about RAG systems. Enhanced accuracy. By retrieving current and relevant data, RAG systems can provide more precise answer, dynamic knowledge, which is nothing but they can adapt to new information very quickly, making them suitable for applications. The knowledge is consistently evolving. Improved user experience. Users receive rich and more informative responses that feel personalized. So here what normally happens, enhanced accuracy. You have a database where you have all the data. Here in RAG what it is normally like, you have the data with you and you want a useful information from that particular data. There the RAG is helpful. You already have a data with you, but you don't know how to extract, or you cannot manually sit and find out all the data, right? So that time RAG will help you. Just upload that billions and billions of parameter data to a database, and LLM, which is your assistant, will work for you, generate an information based on the database you have given. That is how it normally goes. So as I explained you already, and working of RAG system. Input. So basic workflow of RAG, how it goes. Input, you give a data to the model here simply. And retrieval phrase. A system search its external knowledge source such as document, base, search engines and index data sets. So the retriever will start to search information based on your question, and generator will phrase the answer and summarize it and make it meaningful. Then finally it will send to the output. It will send the output for us in a structured and perfect manner. Real world applications of RAG system. Customer support. Imagine a customer service chatbot that not only understands user query but also retrieves the large product information or troubleshooting steps from a database. This leads to fast resolution and happier customers. So here RAG can be helpful. Content creation. Writers can use RAG system to pull the recent researches and data points while generating articles or reports, ensuring the work to go both relevant and well informed. Education. In an education, student can get answers or solutions to a complex tasks. That is a normal. Okay. How RAG combines retrieval with generation. Retrieval-Augmented Generation RAG is a powerful framework that integrates information retrieval with generative models to ensure the performance of large language model processing systems or natural language processing systems. This innovative approach addresses the limitations of traditional large language models to allow them to access and incorporate relevant information. So here in short what the retriever and generator will do, it will simply get only the information which is necessary for us from the database instead of showing its what is this over knowledge or its knowledge where it is not required. Like it will try to create some or imagine. It will try to imagine and give you the answers which are not accurate. Instead of doing that, you can connect it to a model and it will give you proper answer. So user query phase, the process begins when a user submits a query to prompt. So this user query phase, retrieval and augmented and generation phase, if you have understood this in simpler term, input, how the retrieval does and how generation and output is given, then that is more than enough. You don't need to understand this in very clearly. Key components of RAG, embedding models. So for RAG, right, when you are giving a vector database, normally for a vector database, when you are providing the data, you cannot directly provide a data. You have to provide the data embedding. So you have to embed the data and provide those embeddings to the vector database. So here what we do, we use an embedding model. Like normally you can use mostly Hugging Face models are there. Apart from that, you have fast embed model and there are multiple models which are available. So you can use them, because if you give an embeddings or a vector representation of data, it can easily understand the semantic meaning between them, semantic or cosine similarity meaning or information between them, and it can retrieve it. Retriever acts like a search engine within RAG, and re-ranker which is used to evaluate the documents based on the relevance or cosine similarity, and finally provide the information to the generator, and generator will generate the information or language model. Okay. Benefits of RAG: enhanced accuracy, contextual relevance, and dynamic update. So accuracy is the model will, whatever will give you, it is going to be a very accurate, because it is going to get the answer from your database or your vector database only. Contextually relevant, whatever questions you ask, it will give you contextually relevant only. Dynamic update: RAG system can access current information from various sources, ensuring output reflects the latest developments as well. Use cases in chatbots for real-time response and domain-specific response, and even conversational fluency and scalability purpose. In QA systems as well you can use. So if you have any question, you can build a simple QA chatbot where you have any questions, you can ask to the model and the model will start to answer. Here also, enhanced accuracy: contextually the model can understand what you are trying to ask it and it can respond in the same manner. Scalability for large knowledge base. Multi-turn interaction, so it is a multi-turn interaction you can say, or you can here whatever question you are asking, the model is giving you a response. So it is a continuous communication, two-way communication. Key advantages: customization, real-time data access, efficiency, and user satisfaction. So by using RAG you will get all this. You can customize your LLM model according to your requirements. Real-time data access also you can provide. You can provide an access to search engine. Efficiency: it is very efficient compared to the model itself trying to answer, having like you're telling it in short that I'm giving you some data, based on that you answer me. User satisfaction: so when you have given the data and model is asking, you are asking question to it and it is giving you answer based on your data, your satisfaction will be next level. Okay, so guys, that's all. This is all about RAG, and now we will discuss about the quadrant setup. So what is quadrant? It's a vector database, but before that, what is vector database or vector search? You can see a vector search is a pivotal technique in modern information retrieval mechanism, where like using the mathematical search or cosine similarity, we retrieve the information based on a question. So this can retrieve both the structured data or unstructured data, there such as text, images, and audio as well. So vector database, you can get to know them when we are working on project. For now, what we will do is, okay, you can see the basic introduction. I'll read out. At its core, vector search transform data points into numerical representation, which are nothing but embeddings, vector embeddings. So these embeddings are generated using machine learning models that encode the semantic relationship between piece of data. For instance, the natural language processing like words and phrases that can be represented as vectors in multi-dimensional space. In short, here, so simply just to understand, you have a data, you are giving it to a database, vector database. So how you are passing it, you have to pass it in numbers so that the model can understand. That's all. The same happens with your normal system also, right? Whatever you are searching here, everything is like the model will understand in binary form, zeros and ones, your system, your laptop or your computer. The same thing for a machine learning model or an LLM models, if they have to understand, you have to provide them in vector numbers in embeddings. Okay, data representation and query vectorization. So in short, these are the process involved here. So in short, let me tell you simpler. You will get a data, provide it to a vector database. So the data embeddings are done and then provided to the vector database. And when you ask questions, so based on those embeddings, the LLM model will retrieve the answer. Okay, this is all about a simple RAG workflow. So I'll show you all that in detail in our next video in a project. Here, advantages of vector search: semantic understanding, cosine similarity understanding will be there. So what is cosine similarity? You can just Google out. Based on the question what we are going to ask, the model will check which answer is very closely related to our question. Based on that similarity, it will give you the top answer. Okay, top K you can decide. you want, you can give 1, 2, 3. Based on that, it will answer. Handling unstructured data and speed and efficiency will be there. So introduction to Quadrant. Quadrant is an vector database. So instead of explaining them, it's better I can directly show you all here. Just search for QDRANT, Quadrant vector database. So this first one which you are saying, right, this is Quadrant vector database. You can start it for free, and it is even low cost as well, low cost and high RPS. This model is actually great. Quadrant, even they have connected with Deloitte, Disney, Flipkart. That's really great. So let's start for free. You can just continue with Google. So here I'll continue with my friend's Google account. Okay, it's been connected directly. You can see here the cluster is suspended. Actually, it's been a long time I have created this cluster. So we can actually delete this cluster, reject all, yeah. Usage example, reactivate details. So you can either reactivate or scale up or cluster deletion. So if you just select this cluster deletion, click on delete. Delete all associated with this cluster. So just I'll give this name here. So you can delete your cluster. To know how to delete the cluster also you should know, right? So this is helpful only for you. Okay, remove the space, delete. Yeah. Okay, let's continue back again. So there is, okay, let me create a cluster or else again. For each user, you will get only one cluster, okay? So you can select anything. So I have selected North Virginia, and any name you have 2 GB by default, keep it, and 0.5 vCPU, that is enough. Node, one node is enough, and finally you can create. I am not going to go with pricing, so free one is already created here. So I'll go back to clusters and I'll just click on reactivate this, reactivate. So you can see that the status is getting activated here. It will take some time, but we are not going to however work on this. So in our next video we are going to discuss about it. But you can see here we have one node and 4 GB of disk space, RAM is 1 GB and 0.5 vCPU, shared CPU. Okay, so just you will get to know about this. You can get to know about what is this Quadrant and explore about this, or in my next video I'll explain you all in detail about this when we are doing a project. So guys, I hope you all like this particular video. Do like, share and subscribe the channel. Meet you all again in our next video. Bye bye.